Okay, so Amal, as I was going through Patient Prism this morning, I was reminded of one of my favorite books by Tony Hsieh. It's called Delivering Happiness, which is basically the history of Zappos.com. And an interesting story, and I'm sure you know it, because am I on the right track? Is Patient Prism similar in terms of a model?
Yeah, I mean, when we created Patient Prism, our goal was really not to launch a technology company. Although I've been a CPA all my life. I've been a problem solver, I say. I was not in the business of delivering a product, which was a tax return. When I started my marketing company in dental, my goal was to be able to deliver the message to the community that you can trust this dentist, right? And that's what we do with Dentist Profit Systems. And then we realized that over the course of our marketing efforts, we were generating all these incoming patient phone calls into an office, and we realized that there was a breakdown in communication, and there was a lot of reasons for that. Obviously, there was the quality of people that were hired, but it doesn't really, you can't blame the people, you have to blame the system, as Deming said, right? The system itself is broken of what kind of importance we place on people that are at the front representing our company. So the idea was to really start looking at solving this problem, not only from we would like more patients. Yes, everybody wants that, as we said earlier. We want more good patients. We want to treat them with kindness, compassion, respect. We want to express empathy. We want to deliver great quality care and a consistent patient experience. So let's start looking at monitoring these calls, and more than that, really solve a problem in a way that allows our businesses to fail fast, fail often, and fail cheap. And that's one of my principles. Like, how do you, if you can figure out where you're failing on a daily basis, you will fix it. Nobody wants to fail, right? Everybody wants to be, as you said earlier, wants to be better versions of themselves. Everybody wants to move up. And so we said, if we're going to employ technology as not as a means, but as a tool to allow us to listen to conversations that are happening, and let the artificial intelligence aspect of it identify failures as they happen in almost real time, and communicate that back to the office, along with some training of that's provided in small chunks. So, like, by the way, you put this patient on hold today for 2.5 minutes, brand new patient. It's not a good idea, and it really doesn't create that trust that you're trying to build. And there's a small vignette that maybe Debbie has recorded or somebody else has recorded on how do you correctly place a caller on hold. And that's how we've learned, right? We've looked at the talent code and see how people learn. People learn in small chunks. So what we said is that we're going to solve this problem by identifying the problem really quickly so that the failure can be identified. And we're going to, once the failure happens, failure means the patient doesn't book the appointment for whatever reason that might be. Sometimes it's a legitimate reason, but many times if the patient is calling you, they're ready to book for the most part. And unless there's some people who are price shoppers. So we really wanted to solve a problem in many ways. One, identify problems and allow people to not just identify problems, but give an opportunity to the people to fix it. So now, and we measure that progress of these people. So that's what we've really solved is we've solved the problem not only in terms of addressing the new patient issue, but also looking at are we teaching the people to be their best at the front.
Yeah, and like what you just said just now about, when I call Zappos, I'm calling because I want a pair of shoes.
Right.
Don't do anything to mess that up.